There we go. Yeah, I'm over here clicking the wrong scenes. So sorry about that. Apparently, I'm having a day. Welcome in, everybody. Yes, so good to see you. I think that's the first time you're here. Maybe, maybe not. First time I remember seeing you. So welcome. Good to see you. Yes, I'm here. And for anybody curious, the shirt that I'm wearing today is Hoth Sweet Hoth. Always try to wear a Star Wars themed shirt when I can, because that's the majority of my streams. Oh, that's right, you did. See, I thought you might have, but like I said, I'm having a day. I am totally having a day. Oh, sorry. Also, I am not going to be muting my mic because it breaks the closed captioning. So, this is the first time that you are chatting. Okay, yes. I have it set up so I can see that in chat, which is helpful, actually. For those who don't know, Yast is from Stay Alive 7's community, the Survivor Squad. And she has been hanging out. And tonight, wow, sorry, I'm getting like super lag. Are you guys seeing that? I don't know what's going on. Yes, thank you. I have been actually writing Star Wars fanfiction for, oh gosh, 25 years. Yeah, that's a long time. Please tell me if I'm lagging, because I'm seeing a bunch of lag on my end, which I'm not happy about, but I don't know if there's anything that I can really do about it. It may just be Twitch being Twitch. So tonight what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start working on editing the next story. And we're actually making progress in reading through the stories. So this story is called... the story that I'm working on editing is called The Warrior's Heart. And I had done some reading. We had actually finished out Train Your Daughter the last time I was reading. And so the next story that we're going to be reading, which was a short one, is called I believe it's To Honor the Departed. It's very short. It's one of those things that kind of never got finished. I was working on it cooperatively with several people, and at this point in time, I'm the only one left of our writers group, so I'm not really sure how to kind of continue it. So it's a really short, kind of 2 or 3 chapters, just kind of in between the events of Train Your Daughter and Warrior's Heart. So I kind of left it as it was, condensed it a little bit, but otherwise I didn't really feel like it fit in with either Train Your Daughter or A Warrior's Heart, so I kind of left it standing on its own. So it's a little short one that I will read on Wednesday. And if we have time on Wednesday, I will start reading this one, which is called A Warrior's Heart. And also, yes, please tell me if I'm lagging. I do not have a command for it, but please tell me if I am. I was noticing a lot of lag on my end with, like, the camera and stuff. So, yeah, things are being really, really strange tonight for me. So, good to see everybody this evening. I hope that you have had a good weekend. I've had a relatively quiet one, which is something that I really look forward to. It's been really, really busy with work and everything else that I do. I work with a youth group, and while we haven't been meeting, I've been trying to kind of keep up with things that are coming up for that. So it's been busy. So I actually really look forward to my every other Sunday writing workshops because they're really chill. And it's a chance for us to talk about writing, stories in general, pretty much anything. Like if you guys want to, we've talked about food, we've talked about dyeing your hair, all kinds of stuff. For those of you who might have been around for the Starlight fundraiser that I did at the beginning of December, I actually dyed my hair for that. So that was fun. So we got to talk about hair dye and the different types that people use. So that was fun. We have some interesting conversations in chat sometimes. So, and that's actually part of the reason why I do the workshop forums the way that I do. They're kind of an open forum. People can ask questions about whatever I'm working on. They can ask for feedback on their work if they have it. I always kind of leave that as an open invitation for anybody that is wanting feedback on their work. Please feel free to share your work if you're working on fanfiction or music or anything creative that you'd like feedback on. I'm more than happy to give what feedback I can. And I'm just kind of hanging out and working on my stuff. So, yeah, I'm having a day. Like, I was totally clicking all the wrong things, like, right at the beginning of streams, so totally being a pro streamer. Not. And if you guys are curious and want to know or read along, I'm actually going to go out of edit mode here. I will grab the URL for you guys. It's a little bit easier to follow along that way rather than with what I'm doing on the screen. I try not to go too fast, but sometimes I do. So that's the link for the chapter that I'm working on, which is chapter 1 for the Warrior's Heart, or a Warrior's Heart. Actually, it's the Warrior's Heart, excuse me. It's right there on the screen. So, yeah, it's kind of hard to believe that I have been writing just in general for a quarter of a century. Wow. Yeah. But it's something that I really enjoy, and I find it to be helpful for me to kind of like work through stuff in my own experiences, like outside of streaming and that kind of stuff. I have found it extremely helpful to work through some things. I actually kept writing during some really rough periods in my life, so it's kind of helped ground me a little bit. And I know for some people, music or art of any kind will help do that. So if you have any kind of artistic outlet like that, or an artistic skill, I would definitely recommend kind of leaning into that when you're having a rough time. Whether it's things going on at work, things going on at home, issues with family, with health. It gives you something else to focus on and a way to be creative and kind of take your mind off of what's going on. And maybe it'll help you kind of work through stuff. It definitely has for me. Sorry, I apparently have fingerprints all over my glasses and cannot see, so we're gonna fix that. I have to keep a microfiber cloth here actually on the desk because I end up with fingerprints all over my glasses all the time. So it's been interesting. For anybody that is for anybody that is new to the channel, or may not have been here before, my name is Meshla. I am primarily an audiobook streamer. I write and read Star Wars fanfiction of my own, and have been writing for 25 years. I also will occasionally play some SWTOR, I've been considering pulling in some other games to just give a little bit more variety. But since we are the Galactic Archive, I'm kind of trying to stick a little bit to that kind of Star Wars sci-fi type genre. So if you guys have any suggestions about things you might want to see on the stream, please feel free to let me know. I'm always looking for more ways to kind of expand what I'm offering on stream. So, and for anybody that's interested, there are closed captions. That I'm actually running through an OBS plugin. So if you guys like to use those, they are available and they should be showing at the bottom of the screen. And I actually have it set so that they should be exportable to my YouTube vids that I do for the VODs as well, which is actually super helpful. Especially when I'm reading, I try to have them on. And it's nice too because I can actually go in and edit the exported closed captioning file if I want to add the correct words. Because there's a bunch of Mandela words that I use, especially in Marin's arc, which is the arc that we're kind of reading through right now. And I try to kind of have those in the text because otherwise the closed captioning kind of butchers it. So really, really helpful to have that. And I try to have my stream be as accessible as possible for anybody that might be visually impaired or anybody that might be hard of hearing. They'll still be able to enjoy the story. So, all right. And, oh, sorry. I am a huge supporter of self-care on my channel. So if you... I'm not always so great at being, taking care of myself, but I do try to kind of encourage everybody, including myself, to take the time to take care of yourself, whether that's drinking water, whether it's getting up and getting exercise, whether it's taking your meds, getting enough sleep. It's something that I'm working on for myself as well. So if we can be supportive in that way for you, please let us know. Always happy to give whatever support I can. And here I have a giant jug of water right here. Also a lot of commands on my channel that are centered around self-care. Oh, good grief, what are you gonna do? Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Yeah, that. But also something else that I forgot to do. What do I always do before stream rates? You should know this. What did I forget? I know what I forgot. And my eyeballs are gonna hate me. I know what I forgot. Yep. There's a command for that too. Should be exclamation point eye drops. Which I may actually go pause and do that right now. Thank you. I'm gonna go to BRB while I do that so that my eyeballs will stop hating me. Alright, so I'll be back in like a minute and a half. See you guys in a minute. That's much better. Yeah, I always try to do that before I go live, specifically for that reason. Anyway. That is why I have that command. Because my eyeballs hate me. But, yes. If you spend a lot of time staring at a computer, which I do at work, I try to be really nice to my eyes, especially when I'm doing editing or reading, because when you're reading, you're not really like blinking all that much. So it's important to make sure that your eyeballs are hydrated and that they're happy, so that they're not gonna hate you. So eye drops have been acquired. Apparently I'm very bad at putting them in sometimes. Yeah, anyway. But we're back with eye drops. Let's see. Get that stretch. There we go. Okay. Thank you for that eye drops command right and the stretch. Like I said, the commands are there for me, but they're also kind of there for you guys too. Just kind of as a reminder to take care of yourselves. And the ad breaks, I have a minute and 30-second ad breaks every 30 minutes. I tried not to make them super long, but that's enough time to get a drink of water, grab a snack, have a stretch, hug your kids, hug your pets, you know, that kind of stuff. Chance to get up and move around a little bit, and just generally take care of yourselves. That's kind of why we're here. We're chilling out, and I just want to make sure that you guys are taking care of yourselves and that I'm taking care of myself, because I know that I'm very bad at that. So, I appreciate you guys looking out for me, and really glad you're all here. Oh, did I actually? Hold on. Oh, I did. Okay. Also, this is the view that I hate to look at, because this is the one that I look at if I'm doing translations. Yeah. I try not to look at it, because it's really daunting and I can get lost in it. So this story actually picks up just after, very shortly after the events of the last half of Age of Darkness, which we haven't really officially read yet. I started to, and that's when I realized that Marin's story actually references the events in Age of Darkness in past tense. So I was like, oh, we should probably stop and actually go back and read those before we, you know, so that's what we're doing, is I'm going back and I'm working on those a little bit. And it's funny because I actually have to go, like, check myself, because I kind of forget sometimes, like, the order that they're supposed to be read in. I have it written down somewhere. Let's see. Now I'm flipping screens here. Give me a second. Okay. So... Okay, yeah, no, so I was actually thinking correctly. So, we finished Train Your Daughter the last time I did a storytime stream. So then we're going to read To Honor the Departed. Then we're going to skip to Age of Darkness, which I've already edited. Then we're going to read The Warrior's Heart, and then Steps into the Past whenever we get there. That one's not done yet. But I do have to remind myself of the story order periodically, because it's not necessarily intuitive. And like I said, I didn't actually realize what the proper order was until I started actually reading through them. And then it was like, oh, because they're broken into series. So there's 4 different series. And so they each kind of focus on a different character a little bit. So I didn't really realize the proper order until I actually started reading them on stream. So, you know, it happens. Also, I do use Grammarly on occasion to help with stuff. So... And if I get super focus mode, it's nothing personal. I get super duper focus mode sometimes. Oh, cool. They actually do show in edit mode too. Nice. Sweet. We have an ad starting in just under 5 minutes. Like I said, it will be a minute and a half. That's a wonderful time to go and get a drink of water, have a stretch, and stuff like that. Keeps cutting off my stuff here. I don't know why. I don't always accept everything that it gives me, specifically because it does stuff like that. And it's kind of annoying, if I'm honest. Also, if you guys think that I should have a snack, I have several options. I have a snack command as well. Or if I'm not drinking enough water, please tell me. And for anybody curious, the music that I have on stream is from a service called Chill Hop. It's not necessarily Star Wars, but it's lo-fi, relaxing music, and I thought that it fit the vibe of the stream really well. So we've been going with that for a while, because I don't want to get dinged for, you know, copyright and stuff. There's a particular way that I have to document that I use it. So, if you guys are curious, I think you can check in my panels below and learn a little bit more about it. Not what I wanted you to do. Let's see. Alright, it's gonna start in 45 seconds. Yeah, there's a lot of mention in here about the stuff that happened in the latter half of Age of Darkness. So, yeah, we have to go read that before we can read this. I'm still working through chapter 1 at the moment. For those that can still hear me, that is your self-care reminder for the first part of the evening. Please go make sure that you are properly hydrated, and if you need a snack, go get one. I had a really late lunch, so I'm not really having supper per se. So I'm just having a couple of snacks so there's something in my stomach when I take my meds later. So I'm sorry for the noise. It's being incredibly loud. Oops. Our ad is going to end in 30 seconds. Sorry about that. Oh, that's right. It's only 20 till 6 for you. Yeah, sorry. Time zones are a thing. Brain. Oh well. And I believe that we are back from our ad. So Yeah, please make sure you eat. Okay. Yeah, it's some of the grammar in here is a bit weird, and of course, Grammarly doesn't always help with that. Okay. I don't know why it does that. It keeps kicking off my quotation marks. Yeah. Yeah, it's being a bit cranky at me, but I don't care. So. Alright. And for anybody who is wondering, these are alternate universe. They do not feature any canon characters at all, whether from expanded universe or otherwise known as Legends, or any of the legacy characters such as Luke Skywalker or anybody like that. They are mentioned. Some of them may be mentioned periodically, but that's really all that it is. We kind of have our own little corner of the universe going on, which is perfectly fine. And that's part of what makes it so interesting, is to kind of create your own story within the Star Wars universe, which is what we've done over the last 25 years or so. I know it still feels weird to say that. I am also reading through this to make sure that it actually makes sense before I decide whether I want Grammarly to change it or not. Sometimes I'm actually changing it myself. Thank you so much for that follow.
Wilson Bob is now following.
I appreciate you. Welcome in. Is it Simplum Bob? Hope I didn't butcher that terribly. If I did, please correct me. Welcome into the stream. Okay, that makes it a lot easier. Welcome in, Plum. Happy to have you here this evening. My name is Meshla. I am primarily an audiobook streamer. I write and read my own Star Wars fanfiction here on Twitch, and I will occasionally play some SWTOR. This evening I am working on editing one of my stories that we're going to be reading a little bit down the road, so we're just having some chill time tonight. Please feel free to ask any questions, whether it's about the story itself or writing in general. Happy to answer any questions that I can. I am by no means a professional writer. This is a hobby of mine, but I will answer what I can. That's perfectly okay. What's your novel about, if you don't mind me asking? It's always good to take breaks when you're writing. You don't want to burn yourself out. If we're being honest, I actually have one of the chapters of the most recent story in the series that I'm reading through right now. I've actually been sitting on that particular chapter for a year. Yes. Yes. But it's always important to take breaks. I've actually set it down and kind of come back, and set it down and kind of come back. I mean, it's been over a year with that particular chapter. Sometimes I want to smack Google Docs because I actually will tell you when your first edit was, or when you first made the document. So that could be a little intimidating sometimes, but it's important to kind of keep at it. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting. That sounds really, really interesting. I'm always up for checking out some stories that are outside my preferred genre. I mean, I kind of inhabit the Star Wars genre, but I'm always happy to check out stories outside of that. Fantasy stuff I always find really interesting. I actually grew up reading the Dragon Riders of Pern series by Anne McCaffrey. Dark fantasy. Ooh. Yeah, that sounds really, really fun. That sounds really, really fun. Yeah. And it's especially fun if you can kind of create your own world in there. I mean, I play in the Star Wars universe. It's a fun thing. It's nothing I make money off of. It's just for fun. And I get to share it with you guys, which is fun too. But yeah, if you're ever interested in having somebody beta read for you or kind of give you feedback on the story, please let me know. I'd be happy to take a look at it. Also, I got something from Amazon today. Oh goodness, what is going on with my OBS? So I got something from Amazon today. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a set of writing dice, which is, it's kind of like, it's got a series of writing prompts. So I tend to deal with writer's block sometimes, especially with this one chapter that I've been trying to work on for a while. So these dice, this set is about, I think, $20. And there's character dimensions, time periods, places, themes, conflict, or points of view. And you can roll the dice and see what you come up with, and then see what you can pull from that for story. I mean, it's definitely not as structured as some people might like, but I think maybe it'll help with writer's block a little bit. Italian Renaissance? Ooh. Oh, that is really, really interesting. I know just enough about that, and I am intrigued. That sounds really, really interesting. Like I said, if you're interested in somebody to beta read or give you feedback otherwise, definitely let me know, because I am fascinated by that. Also, I am doing my best to pay attention to chat, I promise. But I may get a little sidetracked. Okay. For sure. For sure. Something for, and sometimes for some people, just kind of starting with kind of stream of consciousness, or as you say, word word vomit, sometimes that's the best place to start. I find for me personally that kind of doing an outline, especially if I have a general idea of like what I want to happen in the story, and kind of building from there, I find that to be really helpful. But even sometimes with that, it can be really tough to get past a certain point. Like the chapter that I've been working on for over a year, it's dealing with a lot of combat. So I really struggle to write that. And it's honestly frustrating because it's kind of pivotal to where the story is at right now. So yeah, and everybody's different with how they approach the writer's block. Hey, like I said, different methods work for different people. Actually, I had a letter that I was working on for somebody, not story related at all, but I had a letter that I was working on for somebody, and I had an outline for like how I wanted to like structure the letter. But then I went over into the other tab and was just like, kind of like typing just without even really thinking, just kind of like letting the thoughts kind of fall onto the page. And then I was going back in and like reorganizing it and kind of cleaning it up. So sometimes just getting it onto the page is the first step. And then you can go back in and refine it. Yeah, it's always helpful to have at least a general idea of where you're going with the chapter, or the story in general. I like to do it by a couple of chapters at a time, or even within a chapter, I'll sit down and say, okay, these people are going to be doing this over here, these people are going to be doing this over here, this is how it all connects, just a really kind of bare bones outline, and then you can kind of fill it in and give yourself a lot of stuff to work with that way. I find it really helpful. And honestly, if you're really struggling with writer's block, something like a tool like this, if you can get it, the writing dice. I was actually looking at them when I got them today, and it was giving me some kind of half ideas. So I'm actually really curious. Oh, sorry. Okay, we have an ad starting in 4 minutes and 45 seconds. And I appreciate if you guys can hang out through those ads. They do help support the channel. And it's a great time to go get yourself a drink of water, have a stretch, get up and walk around a little bit. You know, generally take care of yourself. Oh, I love it when you get to that point and you're like, oh, okay, what's going to happen next? That's kind of where I'm at with the chapter that I've been working on. Actually, like, not the one that I'm editing today, but the most recent one. So, why is it? Oh, it's yelling at me. I already went through here. Post. Yeah, like I said, Grammarly can be a little weird. I mostly just use it for just general grammar correctness, but sometimes it's even weird, so I need next chapter. Okay. But yeah, I love when you can get to that point in a story where you're just so like in it that your brain just wants to know like where it's gonna go next. I love that. That's so cool. Yeah, it's always nice when you can take a story and kind of break it into, especially if it's really long, and break it into 2 parts or 3 parts or 4. Several of my series are actually like 3 or 4 parts. Ooh. See, just that title alone just like has me really wanting to like read it. I love fantasy stuff. Oh, and that is my time to message. Oh dear God. What? Frosty Tools, what? What did you say? Oh dear. Oh my word. Frosty Tools, you are on point today. Goodness. Wow. Okay. Frosty Tools is in rare form today. Got it. Yep, Frosty Tools is totally in rare form today. Ooh. Is this something that you're actually going to try to get published? That would be super cool. I'm just over here in the corner writing for fun, you know. Which is completely fine. Whatever works for you. If you're able to actually get that published, that would be super neat. Our ad is starting in about 33 seconds. Go get yourselves a drink or a snack. Have a stretch. All that good stuff. Ooh. Oh, nice. Never actually thought about self-publishing anything. I mean, definitely with the fan fiction I can't. But self-publishing is... yeah, I mean, if you can get it done, that's awesome. Okay. I am trying to pay attention to chat, I promise. Please forgive me if I miss something in chat. I am dual screening, so I'm attempting to pay attention as much as I can. Give me 1 second. Ooh, that's a great question, Wraith. Excellent question. I'm actually gonna close that out because I don't need that. Alrighty. And I do apologize if you guys are getting background noise on my end. The furnace is running, so my mic might actually be picking that up. I do apologize if that's the case. It's been quite cold here. And the furnace happens to be right under my feet. So... Oh, and we are back from our ad. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out. I appreciate you. And Grimmerly's over here yelling at me. I don't care. Sorry, I'm going super focus mode. Still here. Promise. Man, I'm doing pro things today. Yes, I am. Welcome in, Sin God. Good to see you. I was happy I could hang out in your stream earlier. Okay. There we go. It's a little delay there. It's good to see you in stream. I hope the rest of yours went well. Grammarly, stop. Oh my word. It's yelling at me. I'm actually not familiar with that method, so now I'm curious. Super curious. Oh. Could prove useful. See, I'm learning stuff too. Which is perfectly fine. I love learning new stuff about writing. That's actually sounds like it would be super helpful. So, cool stuff. Thanks, Saribot. You're amazing. Oh, Hey, if it's something you can't stop thinking about, definitely turning it into a cover or some key art is the way to go. Even if it is spoilery. Okay. Yeah, well, even better. Then that would be an awesome thing to turn into the cover art or some key art somewhere else in the book. So. Okay. We have an ad starting in 4.5 minutes. Sorry, guys, I'm super focus mode all of a sudden. I am still here, I promise. Thanks, Wraith. Slouching. There we go. Thank you very much for that posture check, sir. I appreciate you. I tend to get slouchy. Our ad is going to start in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. It should be starting any second now. Oh, yeah, there we go. Our ad break is going to end in 1:20. so much for hanging around. I appreciate you. Alright. What is always me too? Oh goodness, it's already almost 9. I don't know about you guys. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. I know that I haven't been necessarily as talkative. Haven't necessarily been sleeping as well, so that may be part of it. I'm also like totally in the zone, so that's a thing too. But definitely glad that each and every one of you were here tonight. I appreciate you. And let's see if there's anybody around that we could go raid. Let's see. I would really appreciate if all of you guys could hang around for the raid. We're gonna go say hi to a friend of mine, Lily Tenching. She is currently playing Grand Theft Auto 5. And known her for a long time, probably, oh goodness, 10 or 15 years by now. Been quite a while. And I would really appreciate if you guys could hang around and go show her some love and some chill vibes. That first raid command is going to be for anybody who is subscribed to the channel, as there are some subscriber only emotes in there. And the second command is for anybody to use whether you're following the channel or not. As I said, I'd really appreciate if you guys could hang around. And bring the vibes. And just getting stuff set up here. Give me 1 minute. Okay. Thank you guys for being here this evening. I really appreciate you and hope to see you on Wednesday as we start reading To Honor the Departed. It's very short, so we might actually be able to get into Age of Darkness on Wednesday. We'll see how it goes. I appreciate each of you for being here, and I hope you have a great start to your week and that it goes well. Have a great night, everybody.
Find it. Steve Butterknife, thank you so much for the follow. Mama Rex Red, thank you for the follow as well. Dang, Chad, can we get some excitement in here for the 25 gifted subs? Let's go.